Not killing former selves. I mean, in a very real, like, physiological and biochemical way, you are killing the memory of yourself, which in turn means that that person is no longer existent once you change, right? Like, neurologically and biologically, that is true. So when you become RDO6, you would have killed RDO5 yourself internally. We've had water restrictions here for like 20 years, bud. Everything out here is like... Everything out here is closed circuit, recycled, fucking 800 times water. Well, it's... I mean, for a long time, people don't believe in the philosophy that you can change who you are because there wasn't really evidence, and people are very proof-oriented, right? Show me that it's possible before I'll believe it, you know? People are like, prove it, and then I'll believe it. And that is like inherently a human problem, right? It's not that people can't change, it's that they need proof that you can before they'll try. And there's problems with that fundamentally, right? But yeah. There's many case studies and other things saying that physiologically and like neurochemically and all this other stuff that when you change, you're basically forgetting who you are and turning into another person. And when you believe something, there is a biological state that is associated with that belief. And it's usually because of a hormonal response, which is directly related to an emotion. So, you know, you think negativity and stuff like that, right? So your belief is an investment in a thought pattern that is associated with an emotion. And you think and believe that thing, or you think and experience that thing so many times, rather, that it eventually becomes a subconscious belief. And everybody has them. You know, I have them. But the cool thing about humans, and we're the only things or creatures that can do this, is we have metacognitive capabilities, which means we can be reflective and contemplative of processes that are subconscious. And nothing else on the planet can do that. Like, if an animal feels an emotion like fear, they just run, right? They run or they fight. They don't actually have free will. They don't have choice. But a person can be scared, or a person can be angry, or a person can be sad, and they can choose to act outwardly in a different way. No one else is complaining about the robot voice, so... He's kind of thinking it was just me. Or just you, I mean. The thing is, there's no real advice you can give anyone for, like, saying, you know, who do you want to be? The person has to decide that for themselves. Like, everyone has their propensities, right? Either they're prone to anger, they're prone to anxiety, or they're prone to whatever. And usually it's a conditioning process where you experience something, and then because our brains are very associative by nature, like, we look at something, and then we associate it with the normal thing that we feel, which oftentimes is negative, and then we make that connection to enforce in our brain, like, neurologically, that this is another reason to feel sad, you know? But the understanding that we're very capable of literal change is something that a lot of people just don't inherently believe. Wow, this is like... This is a really rough Lifestealer game. A lot of things that we believe about science are proving to be untrue. But, I mean, that's... You know... We know roughly, like, less than 10% of stuff. I don't think I can go top. I don't think we can lane swap this. I think I have to go bot. Yeah, science just changes all the time. But that's good, right? The main thing about us as humans is we're always scared of stuff that we don't know. We're always looking at the thing that could be or the thing that might be or whatever. And then we're trying to prevent bad stuff, you know? That's literally what we do. It's just all survival instinct. That's all it is. But the problem is that we live in it all the time. Like, we never get away from it. It's important to give yourself a break, chat. It's important to take time and just be like, you know what? Today, for no other reason, I'm just gonna vibe. I'm just gonna vibe. And I don't care about the other stuff, and I don't care what this person says, and I don't care what's happening here. It's just, I'm gonna vibe. That's it. Yeah, it's animal instinct. But there are many people who believe that that instinct is true. You know what I mean? Like, you know how it is. You're gonna go give like a presentation in front of some people, and you perceive yourself as having a problem of giving, you know, speeches in front of an audience because you had a bad experience once, and you like physiologically react to that thing before it even happens. You're already scared, right? You're already scared because you've had a negative experience, and your brain associates that past with the potential future, so you're basically dooming yourself to repeat the same thing through that instinct. Now, it's not true. Like, the feeling isn't gospel, right? It's just a response hormonal that you have. But most people don't take the time to think about, like, or contemplate a different way of being. They just try to analyze it within that emotion, and when you analyze something within the same emotion that created it, you don't get out. It doesn't work that way. Because chemically, your body's already different. You know, you're producing cortisol and you're producing adrenaline, and you're thinking about things that are happening within the confines of that emotion, right? Which team should you bet on? Probably Dire. I'm like triple counter. Okay, enough nerdiness, sorry. I just want people to understand and believe that all the shit that you feel, a lot of it, especially the negative shit, just isn't true. Because people base their beliefs in their emotions, and it's a very slippery slope, you know?